Hi everyone, Tara Spohrer here, Program Manager for Med New York, coming at you today from my Zoom virtual background at Globe Lakes Park, Staten Island. If you can see behind me for the layout of what would traditionally be, or the setting of what would traditionally be our Staten Island Walk Like Mad, which I believe all of you know, due to the pandemic, of course, for everyone's health and safety, we have converted our events to virtual events this year. And we have our virtual Staten Island Walk coming up on September 13th. And I am very excited to have with me today via Zoom a very special guest who's actually the honored family for that walk this year. Cristina Latino, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Tara. Thank you.
So, Cristina, I would like to ask you a little bit about, I guess, first off, what got you involved with Mothers Against Drunk Driving and why you walk like mad with us each year.
Sure, absolutely. So I'll start off with why I walk. So back in 2012, on August 26th, 2012, my mother, father, and I were on Route 3 in New Jersey, and we were traveling to a local Walmart that was about 10, 15 minutes away from where we lived. And everything was going fine. And then all of a sudden, we were hit by a drunk driver. My mother automatically became unconscious, and the car started spinning uncontrollably. And the only thing that I really remember vividly was my father screaming, "Brace yourselves." So once the car stopped spinning, we hit the divider against the highway. Um, and both my parents were unconscious right before me. And that's when I called the ambulance and we were transported to a local hospital. And at the moment, I didn't know it was a drunk driver. None of us knew it was a drunk driver. From what I remember, I just luckily got out of the car. I was saved by the paramedics. And I just saw that we had no trunk to our car. It was like our car was totaled. It was gone. So when we were in the hospital, they informed us that the person who they think hit us was indeed drunk and possibly drugged. So after that, I was very shocked. And shortly afterwards, when we were released from the hospital, MAD actually reached out to my uncle. And they heard about our case, and they essentially just offered us their services, and they really were there for us when we felt like we were completely alone. They offered their victim support services, everything. They even offered to have a representative at court with us, which it was just we were very touched by it. And ever since then, I am now 20 years old. I'm in college right now. I'm very blessed to be alive and share my story. And ever since then, I've been an advocate. I've repeatedly helped with the Walk Like Mad, being a team captain, and I aspire to do so for as long as I can.
Well, first of all, thank you for sharing your story. We, of course, I've known your family for years now. Number one, so happy that you're all okay.
Thank you.
And I know it's not easy to share your story, and especially to hear the survivorship story. Of course, it's a positive ending, but I know there is, a lot of pieces that people often don't think when they see somebody, walks away from a situation like this.
Right.
And it's something that is still, very prevalent, and we really appreciate you continuing to give back, and to inspire and motivate others. So, especially being a student and obviously so young when this happened, that you had to go through that experience. And I think it's so important, especially for students and people around your age, to be educated, be aware. So I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about, I guess, from your perspective, being in college now, and why you think it's so important for people in general to be involved with that.
Absolutely. So I started college at Montclair State University back in September 2017, and I quickly made a really nice group of friends at the music school on campus, and I actually wound up joining the following semester a music fraternity on campus. flash forward to a year later, I became president of my fraternity. So as chapter president, I made it a point to really, we already had an anti-drinking policy because we're a professional fraternity, but I made it a point to enforce it as much as I can. I kept sharing my story over and over again with my members and even with our friends outside the fraternity. And I've even had efforts where I tried to get MAD to come on campus and things like that. So to me, it's very important to share my story with kids around my age because even if they're not drinking, even, completely forgetting that aspect about college, but the fact that now the mentality of, oh, it will never happen to me, that's gone because they now understand like, oh, this happened to my friend that's really close to me and it wasn't her fault. She was a complete victim in the circumstances and they see that. And even like, even when we go out to eat together, they're very cautious and they're like, okay, do I have a designated driver? Okay, do I have enough like Uber money on my phone to call an Uber or something like that? And to me, like I said before, it's a blessing to be able to inspire others with my story because it could happen to them. They're not exempt from something just because they're a college student or just because they're 20, 21 years old. Yeah, so it's very uplifting for me and I love that I'm able to do that in my position.
Well, thank you. I definitely think people don't realize, to your point, that it's no one's immune, like you said. It's 100%
Mhm.
preventable, and it's because of people like you that are sharing their stories. Because a lot of times, in anything, people think, like you
Right,
said, until it happens to me, and we
right,
really are here to have no more victims. We don't want this to happen to anybody else,
exactly.
and we know that stories like yours and so many of the other families that participate in MAD and with the walk, and just with MAD in general, are really the ones that are creating that messaging. And it's more important and impactful to hear it from you than it is to hear it from me.
Right,
Oftentimes too, because it's getting that one-on-one first story. And I think especially with school starting back up, no matter what grade people are in, I know everyone's understandably right now in limbo,
right,
virtual, in person, what's safe, what's not. We are here as an organization that provides resources for alcohol awareness and education, both for parents and for teens. We also can still provide, although I know it's going to look and feel very different, but community service opportunities. And, I've been having some conversations with some of the schools that have been very heavily involved with the walk in the past as well, that whatever those parameters look like, and we're going to be putting out communication on that too. We can have students, we can have schools
right,
participate with us, whether it be in walk or other events too, but particularly with the walk in this virtual space right now. And definitely reach out to me for any schools or any parents or any students that are watching, um, to learn about how you can get involved and earn those community service credits that you're still going to need in the future. We are here to support everybody, and it's so important. We're really trying to make sure that this education to students is still at the forefront. And I know education in general is so important right now. And good luck to you with school. I know you're balancing school and work, and obviously everything else during a very crazy time for everybody right now. And we thank you for your time and your support. Is there anything else that you would like to add about why people should join you or anything from your experience in the
Yes, so I would just like to say, if you haven't already, please consider registering for the Walk Like Mad Staten Island or with the upcoming walks in your area. Um, I know that right now it's a difficult time for everyone with this pandemic, but I think it's equally important to still remember that drunk driving and drug driving in its own way is an epidemic in this country and worldwide. And I think it's important to remember that while scientists and doctors and everyone is trying to find a cure for the coronavirus and things to that nature, it's important to remember that drunk driving in itself is already preventable. There's no need for a cure, and we just need to come together as a community and really think before we drink. So, with that being said, I encourage you if you haven't already, please register for the Walk Like Mad Staten Island. I know Tara and everyone at MAD is doing everything that they can to really make this virtual experience feel like the same exact way as it is in person. And they're still offering all of their services, and they're still offering a lot of opportunities for students also to get involved with community service opportunities and things of that nature, and creating a team and being team captain. So I just would like to extend an invitation to all of you to please register for the event and please walk with me virtually.
I could not have said that any better. That was perfect. And again, all the information that will be accompanying this video can help with what Cristina just said. You can sign up at walklikemad.org/Staten Island. Sign up, make a donation, learn more information about the event there. My contact information will be included as well for any questions, any interest that people may have. And we thank you. We encourage you to continue supporting Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Like Cristina said, drunk and drug driving are still definitely epidemics. And we are here every single day to serve the community, to help the community, and to help everybody that's been impacted. And again, for a future of no more victims. So once again, thank you to all of you watching. Thank you so much, Cristina, for sharing your story, for all the support that you and your family have given and continue to give. And I know you've inspired me, and I'm sure everybody watching today as well. So
thank you, Tara, for giving me this platform. It means so much to me to be able to share my story. It really, really does. Thank you.
Well, thank you. And again, it's all people leading by example. And if anybody wants to share their stories of why they walk, please reach out as well. And we would love to be able to feature you on our social media. And again, be sure to continue to follow all of our social media platforms as well. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and our new YouTube. And we look forward to seeing everybody virtually soon. So again, thank you, Cristina. Thank you to all of you, everyone. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we will see you and talk to you soon. All right. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you, everyone.